Hello, I'm Dylan Fox, and this presentation is on Rudolf Dreikurs, Democratic Discipline Theory. Rudolf Dreikurs was born in Austria and immigrated to the United States. He became a well-known psychiatrist, educator, and author. Dreikurs focused on family, child counseling, and classroom behavior. Rudolf Dreikurs was influenced by the work of psychiatrist Albert Adler for classroom management. They believed that people are capable of changing, that human problems are interpersonal and socially embedded. Dreikurs promotes equality, respect, cooperation, and self-discipline in the classroom. His theory is that all students want recognition, and misbehavior results when a student does not get the recognition that they want. Dreikurs' democratic discipline suggests that teachers use encouragement, not praise. He states that the lack of encouragement can be the cause of misbehavior. The use of logical consequences instead of punishment should be used in the classroom. A logical consequence should be a requirement that is related, respectful, and reasonable to the misguided behavior. Dreikurs suggests that teachers use clues to identify a student behavior that is a mistaken goal. The four mistaken goals are attention, power, revenge, and a display of inadequacy. First, we'll talk about examples of using encouragement, not praise. The definition of praise is to glorify or express favorable judgment. It focuses on the person, while encouragement is to stimulate or inspire confidence and focuses on the effort. It is not always easy to encourage instead of using praise. Here are some ideas to use for encouragement to replace words of praise. Try saying, "I can tell you have been practicing," and not, "You're such a good student." Teachers should say things like, "I hope you will continue to work hard to meet your goals," instead of, "You set a new record finishing so fast." And another idea for encouragement is to say, "I appreciate how you organize the equipment. It makes it easier to find everything," instead of, "You are so organized." His democratic discipline suggests that teachers use logical consequences instead of punishment in the classroom. A logical consequence must be related, respectful, and reasonable to the behavior. An example of a logical consequence for a student that writes on the wall with a marker in the gym would be to calmly ask the student to clean the wall while not in front of the entire class. The student should be asked to clean only the marks that he or she made. It would be unrelated to ask a student to stay after class to write sentences. It would be disrespectful to yell at the student for being irresponsible, and it would be unreasonable to ask the student to clean the entire wall. According to Dreikurs, before a teacher can take action for a negative behavior, they must first identify the reason for the behavior. Does the student want attention, power, revenge, or feel like they're inadequate? A teacher's reaction to the behavior can help identify the mistaken goal. If a teacher feels annoyed, the student is seeking attention. If the teacher feels threatened, the student is seeking power. If the teacher feels hurt, the student is getting revenge. If the teacher feels helpless, the student is displaying adequacy. Example 1, attention. One of the four listed mistaken goals is attention seekers. Students often disrupt a class by misguided conduct while a teacher is conducting class. An example is when a student clowns around or continually speaks out while a teacher is giving instructions and leading stretches in a physical education class. According to Dreikurs, an effective strategy would first be for the teacher to not comment on the behavior or scold the student. A teacher could give attention in an unexpected way without commenting on the exact behavior. By asking the student, "How many times will you need my attention?" Then asking, "Will 10 be enough?" Then the teacher simply begins counting each time the clowning or speaking out happens. with Joe number 1, Joe number 2, and so on. Example 2, power. In Rudolf Dreikurs' 4 mistaken goals, students often try to take charge and get power. An example is when a student shoots a basketball while the teacher is giving a focused lesson on dribbling. Using an effective strategy of Dreikurs' democratic discipline would first be for the teacher to not engage in conflict, but to redirect the student to help demonstrate the proper way to dribble. Then after the class, the teacher should give the student clear directions for expected behavior. Example 3, revenge. Another of Rudolf Dreikurs' 4 mistaken goals is revenge. When a student chooses to behave in a revengeful way by knocking over a basketball rack after losing a challenge, Dreikurs urges teachers to intervene with logical consequences and not arbitrary punishment. He recommends closing the incident quickly and reviving positive feelings. The student needs a sense of belonging, according to Dreikurs. Revenge is the most difficult behavior to change. Example 4, display of inadequacy. Another of Rudolf Dreikurs' 4 mistaken goals is display of inadequacy. When a student chooses to sit alone or lags behind without interest when others are having free play in the gym, Dreikurs urges teachers to intervene by finding an activity that the student can succeed. He recommends giving positive encouragement, not praise, at even the slightest achievement, and continue that encouragement for a while. He also suggests that finding a group of other students to accept him as part of the team could be helpful. There are many famous quotes from Dreikurs, but one of the most notable ones for classroom management is, "A misbehaving child is a discouraged child."